YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant playoff basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. We'll talk about them Spurs, man. Tying up the series 1-1, going back to Minnesota, but they blew this one out the park. 133-95, a 30-plus win for the Spurs. It wasn't close, but it was close in the beginning because the Spurs won the first quarter 24-17, and then they blew it out other than that because the 35-18 second quarter, the 39-28 third quarter, but the fourth quarter was a little closer, 35-32, but the Spurs won that one too, meaning they won every single quarter in this game. Just dominant fashion. They really, really came to play, and they did a good job of getting this win, and they needed it. Julius Randle, 27 minutes, he had 12 points. He went 4 of 10 from the field, missed all of his threes. He went 0 of 2 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He kept his game the same, took the same kind of shots, took the same kind of approach. Didn't really dominate this game, didn't really have a terrible game either. It was just an all right one because he also had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He did have 5 turnovers. I mean, the Spurs were just all over them, and he is one of those guys that you have to take out of the game if you want to win, and they was able to do that. 1 offensive rebound out of the 5. He had 2 personal fouls. It was a minus 26 in plus minus. Jaden McDaniels, 20 minutes. He had 12 points. He went 6 of 10 from the field. He missed his only shot from 3. He also missed his free throw. He didn't have a bad game either. You know, he picked his spots. He picked how he wanted to attack, and ended up working out for him more times than not in this one. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 turnovers. He had 1 block, 2 offensive rebounds, and he also had 5 personal fouls and finished as a minus 6 in plus minus. Rudy Gobert, 28 minutes for him. He had 10 boards, but he couldn't make a shot besides 1. He finished 1 of 4 from the field. Sometimes he has it going. Sometimes he doesn't find the opportunities to be able to score, or he doesn't try that much to do it. But the problem really was going 3 of 9 from the free throw line. I know that even if he made 9 of 9, it would have made too much a difference in this one when it comes to the lead because they were down by that much and they got beat that bad. But you still want to see him make his free throws and make more shots if he can, because he also did have 4 turnovers. That's always a bad thing, especially against an athletic team like the Spurs. And then he had 1 assist, 4 offensive rebounds out of the 10, 4 personal fouls, and was a minus 23 and plus minus. Mike Conley airballed. It happens. He's a pro, but it can happen. He went 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 1 of 4 from the field. He finished with 3 points. He only played 16 minutes, so he gave it what he could. He also had 3 assists with no turnovers, a rebound and a steal. He also had a personal foul and was a minus 10 and plus minus. Basically a non-factor in this one compared to the first one. And then Terrence Shannon Jr. was attacking, but he couldn't really hit a shot from the perimeter. He went 0 of 4 from 3. He finished 4 of 12 from the field. And then he went 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 offensive rebounds, 5 personal fouls, and was a minus 19 and plus minus. And then Anthony Edwards came off the bench. He played 24 minutes, which was good, but you want him to play more than that if we're going to be honest about that. But he did have 12 points. He went 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. I mean, the jump shot, took the shots that he usually does take in the style that he likes to take. It just was a game where he didn't really get up enough shots, and he couldn't really take over the game because the Spurs was getting the ball out of his hands or forcing him to do things he really didn't want to do naturally. And since that was the case, he ended up having an off night. He had 3 rebounds, 4 turnovers, a personal foul, and was a minus 33 and plus minus. Joe Ingles had 7 points because he went 2 of 3 from the three-point line. That was his only field goal. So he finished with 7 points because he also went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, 2 steals, which was a lot for him because he usually doesn't do that. But it worked out for him in this one. He had 1 offensive rebound, no personal fouls. It was a minus 1 and plus minus. Kyle Anderson played 14 minutes. He had some good productive ones. He went 3 of 6 from the field. He missed his only 3. He went 2 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 8 points. And then he had 3 rebounds and 4 assists. He's a ball handler. He's a decision maker. He has size. He has good footwork. He knows how to put the ball in the basket. He knows how to help rebounding wise. He had 3. He had 1 turnover, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and was a minus 13 in plus minus. Julian Phillips played 10 minutes. He had 3 points. He went 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. That was his only make. And then he had 1 assist, no turnovers, 1 personal foul, and was a minus 1 and plus minus. Behringer played 8 minutes. He had 7 points. He went 3 of 4 from the field. He was able to score in the around the basket, and then he also went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 offensive rebound out of the 3. No personal foul, was a minus 1 and plus minus. Naz Reid, 21 minutes. He had 11 points. He went 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. He ended up having 7 rebounds, which ended up being a good game because he didn't miss too much, only 3 shots. Helped on the glass a lot, led the bench in rebounds. He did have 2 turnovers, though, which isn't that big of a problem. And then he had 3 personal fouls and was a minus 26 and plus minus. Desumu, 10 minutes. He went 0 of 4 from the field. He misses only 3. But obviously you need him to make more shots and make more plays. And the opportunities just didn't present themselves as much as he probably would have thought. But, the Spurs defense is top notch. He had 1 steal, 1 block, no personal fouls, and was a minus 8. Well, yeah, minus 6 and plus minus. Jalen Clark was competing, but he only went 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He had 3 points in 15 minutes. He had 1 assist, no turnover, and a steal. 1 personal foul, and was a minus 8 and plus minus. Bones Highland played 11 minutes. He went 0 of 3 from the field. He missed his only shot from 3. He had 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 turnover, no personal fouls, and was a minus 17 and plus minus. And then you look at the San Antonio Spurs. Everybody in the starting lineup got in double figures. They all was eating and feasting on the Minnesota defense. Julian Champagnie, he kept getting open. And that's what he wanted to do, is shoot that 3. He went 4 of 6 from 3, so he didn't miss much. Only 2 shots in this one. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnover, 2 steals, and a block. 1 personal foul, and was a plus 19 and plus minus. He's a defender. He's a two-way player. He's a floor spacer and a good ball mover. Victor still didn't have a 20 and 10 game or a 30 and 10 game, but wasn't needed in this one. He didn't even played 30 minutes. He played 26 and had 19 points, 15 boards. He went 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Still a really great game on both ends of the court. Really had a lot of things going his way. And on top of that, he rebounded fantastically in this one. 4 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and was a plus 12 and plus minus. De'Aaron Fox, 26 minutes. He had 16 points. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw lines. He was having a lot of fun out there. And the jump shot was falling too. So if that jump shot is falling, it's going to be a long night guarding him. He had 2 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steals. Swiper was swiping in this one. The passing lanes is where he's really good at too. People sleep on that. He had 1 personal foul and was a plus 24 and plus minus. Devin Vassell played 22 minutes. He had 10 points. He went 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. I know he can score better. I know he can do better. And you just want to see that if you're a Spurs fan in the next couple games and throughout the rest of the playoffs. Didn't shoot the ball that great in this one, though, but didn't matter much. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He also had no turnovers and a personal foul. 1 offensive rebound, and was a plus 13 and plus minus. Stephon Castle played 24 minutes. He had 21. Got in some trouble pushing Bones Highland around. And then he got in some foul trouble again. He needs to get his head in the game and get back locked in into winning. He's letting too many things get in his way. He's letting the emotions really show. And you just want him to just focus on hooping and defending and doing the best he can to set up his teammates. Other than that, he went 6 of 10 from the field. He missed his only 3. He went 9 of 9 from the free throw line, which is tough to do. But he was able to accomplish that tonight. And then he had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 5 turnovers. Like I said, he just need to get his head back in the game, We know that he can play well. We know that he's one of their best players and one of their best defenders. They need him on the court just to make this series a lot easier for themselves. And he's not really doing that for his teammates. I mean, when you do things like he's been doing, it's hurting your teammates. It's hurting the chemistry because people are going to hold you accountable and feel like you need to do better, especially in your own part, which is, staying in the game and staying focused. Because you want us to be focused, you got to be the same. One offensive rebound, plus 17 and plus minus. Harrison Barnes, 15 minutes. He had 12 points. He went 4 of 7 from the field, did a good job attacking the rim and going 2 of 5 from 3. He also went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He also had 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and was a plus 18 and plus minus. He did a good job scoring the basketball and defending. And that's what you want to see. Even if the game is far away from them being able to win, you still want to continue to approach the game the same way. I feel like Harrison Barnes did that. Kelly Olynyk was able to score 2 of 3 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3. He had 5 points. His only miss was a 3. He had 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 turnover, and a steal. 2 personal fouls and was a plus 1 in plus minus. So he had a good game. Lindy Waters, he's in there for mainly his shooting. He went 2 of 4 from 3, went 3 of 5 from the field for 8 points in 8 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and was a plus 1 in plus minus. And then you look at Keldon Johnson. He was out there trying to defend at a high level. Got 4 personal fouls, though. But he still gave you 9 points because he went 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Wasn't letting the guys off the hook defensively. He did miss a 3. Did finish 2 of 8 from the field. You want him to play better. And scoring-wise, mainly, because I feel like his defense was respectable, but they did get him a couple times. And then he did have 10 rebounds, so he almost had a double-double off the bench, but missed it by 1 point. He had 1 assist, 1 turnover. He did get a block, but you just want him to tone it down defensively a little bit and also just make a couple more shots. I didn't really have a problem with the shot selection too much. Just got to give credit on the Timberwolves for making things a little difficult. And then Carter Bryant missed open threes. He went 0 of 2 from 3. Also went 0 of 2 from the free throw line. He went 1 of 3 from the field for 2 points. He had 16 minutes. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 offensive rebound. His problem was also the fouls. He had 5 of them. He really couldn't guard anybody off the dribble. That's something that he's going to have to figure out. If not, he might not play that much in this series. He was a plus 18 and plus minus. Bismack Biyombo, 3 minutes, 2 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field. He was going to score by the basket. He had no turnovers, didn't get a block, but he had also no personal fouls. It was a minus 4 and plus minus. Mason Plumlee, 3 minutes. He went scoreless. He didn't take any shots or free throws. He had 1 assist, no turnovers. He also had 2 blocks. That's what you basically want to get. I mean, you prefer him to probably put a ball in the basket, set some more screens. Other than that, he had a solid game. He also had no personal fouls and was a minus 4 and plus minus. Luke Cornett, big net, 13 minutes, 4 points. He went 1 of 1 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Of course, he's going to score easy. Just find him. He'll finish it or he'll get an offensive rebound. He had to do that in this one, though. But he also had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. We know him mainly for his defense, and he brought it tonight. Victor Wembanyama didn't have to rush back on the court when Cornett was out there. He had 1 personal foul and was a plus 22 and plus minus. And then Jordan McLaughlin was out there setting guys up. He had 2 assists. He also had a steal. He made his only shot, so he went 1 of 1 from the field for 2 points. In 10 minutes, he had a personal foul and was a plus 1 and plus minus. Dylan Harper, 22 minutes, ended up being the most off the bench. He had 11 points. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. So the scoring was easy for him. He didn't really have to try too hard or do too much to be able to put the ball in the basket. That's how he's been playing for like the last 3 months. So just had a really, really good rookie season. He ended it real well, and he's playing well in the playoffs as well. He had 7 boards and 5 assists. The 5 assists was the most on the team, and you probably wouldn't think that would happen considering that he only played 22 minutes, but it did. He had 2 turnovers and 2 steals. He's getting more competitive on the defensive end. He's willing to try to do whatever he can to stop players, so you have to like the fact that he's picking it up on the defensive end, not just being a person that get buckets. He had 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 24 and plus minus. 90 field goals by the Spurs. They shot 50%, while the Timberwolves shot 88 field goals, two less, but they only made 40% of them. That's a way to get blown out, especially when you look at the fact that the Spurs shot 39 threes and made 41% of them. The Timberwolves shot 30, they made 30% of them. 33 free throws for the Spurs, they shot 82%. The problem was the Timberwolves shot 31. They did a good job getting to the line. They did a good job of doing it on the wings of the Spurs, which I thought would be tough to do. But they only made 52% of their free throws. They gave up a lot of shots and a lot of opportunities right there that they could have had. Even then, they still shot the ball poorly from three in the field, so it probably wouldn't have blown out anyway. And then 55 rebounds for the Spurs, 43 by the Timberwolves, a 12 difference. That's hard to win a game like that, too, especially when you give up 29 assists and you only get 19 of them. And then 15 turnovers to the 22 of the Timberwolves and 13 steals. Timberwolves only had 7. That's almost double. And then on top of that, they had 9 blocks, and the Timberwolves only able to get 2. So the Timberwolves had a lot of problems scoring the basketball in this one, even when they had wide open free throws. So they had a bad one. 13 offensive rebounds for the Spurs, 12 for the Timberwolves, 42 defensive rebounds for the Spurs, 31 for the Timberwolves, 28 personal fouls for the Spurs, 25 for the Timberwolves. And then you think about it and you look at it and say, the Spurs should have did this. The Spurs can do this. And the Spurs, will they be able to do it again? And I think they will be able to do it again. And it's mainly because they just have so many things that they can do on the defensive end. I just like their defense significantly better than what the Timberwolves can do. I don't really think that Anthony Edwards can play 24 minutes again if they want to win. He's going to have to play more than that, even if he's not able to, because they rely a lot on his shot creation. They rely a lot of on him helping them close games if it's close, because he can make those shots, he can make those passes, he can get guys open looks, he can make it easier for his teammates near the basket because he gives up the ball and somebody else finds somebody because it's 4-on-5 at that point. So the little small things is something that they're going to have to tighten up and they're going to have to figure out. When you're looking at it from the Timberwolves perspective. And the Spurs, you got to defend better on the perimeter. You did a good job of contesting shots. You did a good job of blocking shots, but fouls came along with that. You got to clean it up and be a little bit more disciplined. And then they was attacking early, finding easy opportunities. And on top of that, they half-court game was just so much better. And a lot of it also had to do with the transition game. They ate them up in transition and got a lot of fast and easy looks, and that helped them keep the lead and build upon the lead to be able to win the game. So, the Spurs to me are the better team. They have more talent, they have more depth, and I feel like you've seen that in this one a whole lot. It was just as clear as it can be. But now they have to continue to win to be able to get ahead in the series, get their home court advantage back, and try to put the Timberwolves out as fast as they can so they can get to the conference finals. That's their goal. That's what they should be trying to do, and we'll see if they accomplish that. But we know the Timberwolves ain't going to make it come easy. They're a tough team. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of scoring. They have a lot of guys that can make plays. They just have to do it effectively and efficiently. And on top of that, they got to take their time just a little bit more. And if they do, maybe things open up a little better for them and get them better looks. If not, they're going to have to fight, scrap, and claw their way to baskets. And they did it a lot this one. But like I said before, they missed a whole lot of free throws. And they, even if they made half of them or even more, well, even if they would have made at least 85% of them, this game still would have been a blowout. So that's how far the gap was in this game. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for staying subscribed and staying loyal. And thank y'all for being new subscribers too, because y'all enjoy the content that I'm making. That's what I want y'all to do.